Hi there, good afternoon and welcome to another video on my Board Scrambler YouTube channel. Now in the comments section on my YouTube channel beneath the videos, I am asked one question more frequently than any other, and that is, well, what's a good scrambling route for novices? What's a good one to get started with? Or is this a good route for beginners? Sort of that kind of question. Now I've always dodged the answer because I'm not quite sure of the ability of the person that's asking the question, but today I'm going out on a route which is widely considered to be a great starting route for scramblers. In fact, in my guidebook, that's Scrambles in Snowdonia by Steve Ashton, this route is described as about as safe as a scramble can ever be and an ideal scramble for novices and energetic youngsters. Of course, I am talking about Moel Siabod via Deathi Circular, and that's a ridge that's about 800 meters long with some low grade one scrambling pretty much from the start to the finish, and most of the difficult bits can be avoided on the side. So this morning I've parked up in this car park on next to the A5 road. If you've ever taken the A5 south into Snowdonia, you will have driven past this car park. It's a free car park in there. I've crossed over the road and I've walked up adjacent to the torrent of a river. We've had a lot of rainfall recently, so it's absolutely thundering down that river. I've gone over the bridge and onto the start of the route proper. Now this well-made path takes me past a farmhouse and then past 3 lakes. And the first lake that you can see here in the footage, but it's the second lake which really holds some interest because this is an old abandoned slate mine, and you can see the old ruins of the buildings here from a long gone era. And the lake here is very, very deep. The water is pitch black, and you can see the cliffs there with the water trickling over the edge there. It really is a beautiful part of Snowdonia tucked away here. I think a lot of people will drive past this route on the way to Snowdon and not even realise it's here, but it's an absolutely beautiful route, as you can see from the footage. Then making my way from the second to the third and final lake, the ground gets really, really boggy, as you can see here. So if you do come up here, make sure that you bring your best boots with you and probably not your shoes. Now at the far end of this third and final lake is where the actual scrambling begins, and this is Deathi, or the ridge, 800 meters long, and that's where I am now. So why don't you come and join me? We'll go and see what this scrambling is like. We'll get up to the top of Moel Siabod, and then I'm going to take the longer route back down, which takes me through a lovely pine forest, past that torrent of a river, and back to the car later on. So I'm really excited to be sharing this route with you. So let's get on. Now this scramble is about, in total, the entire route including the walk in and the walk out, is about 11 kilometers. But it's not a super steep scramble, as you can probably see. I'm just making my way through the rocks here and just stepping over them. I don't know how well you can see that. That's pretty much what it's like here. Just lots and lots of steps. So I think this route is probably going to take 4.5 to 5 hours. Maybe a little bit less if you move quickly. If you're dragging your feet like I am today filming, probably a little bit longer. Now if you have a look at this footage here, this is actually the most difficult scrambling section of the entire route. Just a bit of a crack here and I've got to climb up. I'm not sure how tall that is, maybe 10-12 feet. Obviously if I did slip here, there is a potential for a serious injury there, but it's pretty straightforward for me to scramble up there, and that is the most difficult bit of the entire route. And if you notice, it's actually avoidable by going up the ramp on the right hand side as well. Now a little bit further up, you've got this ridge. This is a little bit steep on the right hand side, but most of that can be avoided by just staying slightly to the left. This is nowhere near as steep or exposed as, say, Crib Goch, and it's pretty straightforward. I didn't have any issues on there at all, even though it was quite a windy day as well. So I'm about halfway up the ridge and you can probably see the top, the summit over my shoulder there. Now it's been about 10 years since I last done this route, and I've got to be honest with you, I've forgotten how great this route actually is. So as you've seen from some of the footage here, I've just been weaving in and out of the rock, and any sort of steep obstacles that I've come across have been avoidable. There's nothing that I couldn't avoid by just going around it to the side. And that's what makes this such a great route, is you're not just following one well-worn path up to the top. You can, if you want, if you like the look of some of the rocks to the side that are a bit steeper, you can go up them. You can go and avoid the steeper bits if you want to make it a little bit easier. It's certainly not a route that you just blindly follow. You just weave in your way in and out of the rocks, finding the best path that suits you. And that's what scrambling is all about for me. It's not about following a well-worn path that millions of other people have been down. It's about weaving your own way through the rocks, making your own way and figuring it out for yourself. Now today there has been a little bit of moisture on the rocks, a few slippery rocks, but apart from that, it's been pretty straightforward so far. So I'm going to get on and make my way up to the top. So I've made it to the summit of Moel Siabod. That took me about 3.5 hours today, but I did have to stop quite a bit, obviously, for filming and talking into the camera. I think last time I'd done that in about just two and a bit hours last time. So a little bit longer today. As you can tell, it's really windy up here. It's really cold as well. It's the 2nd of October today, and I'm the only person up here. You can see the summit stone behind me, and in front of me, I've got to say, the views from Moel Siabod do not disappoint. Check this out. So directly in front is Snowdon. You can see the tip, or should I say the summit of Snowdon, is just touching the cloud base there. And then to the right, if I move over, we can see the Glideri, Triven just poking through there, the sharp edges, and behind that on the right, Penna-Olwen. Okay, it's really windy up here. So for a descent option, there's quite a few options to come off Moel Siabod, and one of the most popular ones is to take this ridge that I'm showing you in front of me, and that there's a path of sorts on there, and that would take you back to that first lake that I showed you earlier on the way up. But that's the shortest route back, but I've still got 3 hours before sunset. So I'm going to take a left fork just in front of that ridge, and I'm going to go down towards this forested area through that woodland, and then I'm going to go and find that river, the raging river that I showed you earlier, and I'm going to follow the path adjacent to that all the way back to my car. So you might as well join me for that as well. Right, so I've made my way down that path and I'm just coming into the forest now. It's actually quite an enjoyable descent route on there, pretty straightforward, a little bit slippery because I've had some rain recently, but certainly a lot easier going downhill than it was going uphill. So this is what's in front of me now, and I'm going to make my way through this delightful forest, get down to that raging river and follow that back to my car. So I'm going to leave you with some footage. As for this route, yeah, I think you're looking probably 4 to 5 hours, about 11 kilometers on there. Grade 1 minus. I think it's a good route for novices on there. There wasn't really anything on that scramble up that wasn't avoidable, but it was quite sustained. There was sort of quite a few 100 meters of scrambling on there, interspersed with a little bit of hiking as well. So I'm going to leave you with some footage of my walk through this forest and that raging river. And what I'd like from you, if you don't mind, is head down into the comment section and let me know what you think of this route. Have you done it before? What do you think of it? Would you recommend it for novices? If not, why not? And do you know of any other routes that you think would be good for somebody that hasn't really done a lot of scrambling, maybe has an introduction to scrambling? It would be great for to get some ideas as well, and maybe I could do another video in the future. So I'll leave you with some footage, and then hopefully I will see you on the next video. All the best.